Hello, thank you for joining me today. This is Haley Gibson. Today I'm going to talk about a low FODMAP diet. Just a little bit about why a low FODMAP diet would even be useful. Our society has become so susceptible to something called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Just with our food supply and our stressful lives that we have and the overabundance of chemicals, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth has really taken over, and the digestive problems that come along with it can be embarrassing and debilitating. And I just want to help you overcome those issues. The most popular issue that I deal with, the most common issue that I deal with, I should say, are digestive problems. And I definitely utilize a low FODMAP diet with a lot of these patients. So irritable bowel syndrome, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and colitis are very common and can be very difficult to overcome. So let's talk a little bit about this FODMAP diet. So FODMAP is an acronym for fermentable oligo, di, and monosaccharides and polyols. What these are all different types of sugar-based carbohydrates that are found in certain foods, and they are very challenging for the bowel. These sugars include glucose, fructose, galactans, polyols, and lactose, among a few others that we will discuss. So today we're going to discuss, what a diet would look like taking these out and how it would help you. About myself, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Haley Gibson. I'm a registered nurse and functional diagnostic nutritionist. I work with patients all over the world. Like I said, the most common complaints I receive are people who struggle with digestive issues and they've been to see a million doctors and they just need some help. Well, I lay out a diet plan for you, and I'm also well versed in advanced supplementation. So that's what I do. I help people overcome small intestinal bacterial overgrowth quite a bit. Irritable bowel syndrome is truly just a big blanket term for a bunch of underlying issues going on, and I like to help people figure that out. So this is just myself, my family, and my Mountain Challenge crew. I've talked about them before, but that's just me living life. So problems digesting the sugars that I talked about in that first slide, it can lead to things like abdominal pain, nausea, bloating, cramping, things like that. So these sugars are what's called osmotic, and they actually pull water into the intestinal tract, which can make you have diarrhea. What osmotic means is that water follows it. So if you have these osmotic compounds in the intestine and water comes and follows it, this can result in the bloating, pain and discomfort, and then diarrhea due to motility change. Most symptoms appear within 30 minutes to 2 hours after eating, and these individuals may struggle with something called SIBO, or small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. This is just a little picture of what that might look like. So this is where bacteria have overgrown from the colon down from the large intestine. You can see the bacteria have overgrown up into the small intestine. Now, while some bacteria in the small intestine is normal, it is not normal to have overgrowth in the small intestine. This can be of beneficial bacteria or harmful pathogens. Either way, it will still cause symptoms. Some symptoms may be worse than others depending on the type of bacteria that's present and the amount of growth that is happening. The FODMAPs are a fuel source for these microbes, and they release toxic byproducts as they metabolize the sugars. The toxicity that the microbes release cause the digestive discomfort, and over time can lead to many different health challenges, such as the bloating, distension, flatulence, abdominal pain, and constipation even. It can go both ways. It does not have to be diarrhea. The typical restrictions on a FODMAP diet include generally inflammatory foods such as gluten, unfermented soy, peanuts, and nightshade vegetables. The diet also removes food high in fructose, such as a lot of fruit. So lemon, lime, and small amounts of berries are typically tolerated just fine, but we actually remove honey and agave nectar as well as the majority of other fruits. Oh, sorry about that. These individuals can only consume fermented dairy in the form of hard cheeses like cheddar, Swiss, blue cheese, and feta. They do not do well with yogurts and kefir. They can tolerate pasture-fed butter and ghee pretty well. All dairy should all be from grass-fed cows or goats. Some individuals have a dairy intolerance, typically related to the protein called casein. So I recommend avoiding all the cheeses for at least the first 30 days, and then you can begin to add back in small amounts and see how you tolerate them. This helps you just narrow down what it is that you're sensitive to, specifically your case. This is a trial and error kind of thing. You got to learn your body. No two bodies are the same. No two gut flora are the same, and it's important that you figure out what works for you. So although cheeses are typically tolerated just fine, we actually remove them and introduce them after 30 days. Fructans are also known by the prebiotic inulin. This is an ingredient you may see on ingredient labels. This is a non-digestible fiber that is healthy for those with normal bowel flora. Fructans are found in wheat, onions, garlic, artichokes, asparagus, sugar snap peas, cabbage, shallot, leeks, cauliflower, mushrooms, pumpkin, green peppers, and these are not tolerated well typically. Galactans are the primary carbohydrate found in beans, lentils, and legumes. These are not tolerated well by individuals with digestive problems, so we typically take those out. Polyols include sugar alcohols like sorbitol, mannitol, xylitol, and erythritol, so we typically take those out as well. Other foods that have polyols include pitted fruits, so avocado, apricots, cherries, nectarines, peaches, plums. Those are also things that we may want to take out. The typical nutrition plan for someone struggling with digesting FODMAPs is somewhat restricted, but it's really not hard to figure it out. Once you got it, you got it. So breakfast could include a protein shake with coconut milk, berries, maybe some collagen protein powder, or bone broth protein powder. You could also do pastured eggs cooked in coconut oil with kale or spinach, herbs, fresh squeezed lemons, and herbs. Personally, I eat eggs and some kind of kale or spinach every single day, so that's not even an issue. And I don't even have digestive problems anymore. For lunch, these individuals could do like a big salad with olive oil and pasture-raised chicken or turkey. For dinner, you could do a small salad with cucumbers and grass-fed beef or salmon or another quality animal protein. You can use olive oil, fresh lemon and herbs always, and you could also do soup or stew with chicken, zucchini, carrots, squash. There's lots of things you can do here. So it's always a good idea for individuals with digestive issues to use organic bone broth and make soup and stews. The bone broth provides the raw materials that help to repair the intestinal lining, and it does not contain any of the FODMAP sugars. Organ meats are also highly advisable because of their rich nutrient content. Liver is an incredible food source. It's high in vitamin D, vitamin A, all the B vitamins, that B complex is in there. It's a complete protein, meaning it has all the essential amino acids. Liver is definitely something you should be integrating in your diet, especially if you have a restricted diet. Many individuals with digestive disorders find great success using intermittent fasting. So this would mean eating 1 or 2 meals a day and doing lots of hydration during the non-eating periods. They also remark about the great relief they get from the nagging symptoms when they follow these nutrition principles. So intermittent fasting, you want to start low. So you're looking at dinner being around 7 o'clock, and you'll actually go 12 hours between dinner and breakfast. So if you eat dinner at 7 that night, you eat breakfast at 7 the next morning. And you can gradually increase this over time. So, the next day you can try 13 hours, and then maybe the next week you transition to 14, and just slowly increase and see how you do. So this nutrition plan does not have to be lifelong. It should go on for at least 2 weeks, maybe even up to 3 to 6 months. But basically, you want to heal the digestive system and allow it time to repair itself. The use of certain gut-enhancing supplements that help to destroy pathogenic microbes and repair the gut lining will speed up the process. So like I said earlier, you can use the bone broth protein. That is really, really helpful. Collagen is great. So once you have done your time and you can begin to add back one FODMAP category at a time to see what kind of issues you experience, it may only be a problem with one of the categories, such as the galactans, and that is something I see very often. And if that's the case, maybe you should avoid galactans for a little bit longer and continue to use maybe antimicrobials to help kill off that species that has overgrown. Make sure you get using good probiotics as well. So many individuals with digestive problems at some point in their life notice they always function better by minimizing their exposure to FODMAPs. Many others find that the main culprit is lactose or fructose. So by staying on a low lactose or fructose diet, they are able to keep their digestive system under control. So that is just a little bit about the low FODMAPs diet. If you go to the link that I've posted with this YouTube video, you can read more in the article, and we do have a program that lays out specifically how to take out the low FODMAP foods and then gives you your meal plan, your recipes, your shopping guide, and everything that you need to actually carry out a low FODMAP diet. Step by step, how you do it, how you add these things back in. It's called the Digestive Health Restoration Program. You can find this at drjockers.com. So just a little bit about, myself and Dr. David Jockers. So I work alongside Dr. Jockers. He is the owner of Exodus Health Center as well as drjockers.com. We work with people locally and over long distance. We do one-on-one consultations and help people find the diet that's right for them and their issues. And then we help you over time overcome your issues. We look over labs. We also do labs where you do nutrition and lifestyle coaching, advanced supplementation coaching. So if you have any questions or would like some help, please feel free to email me at nutrition@drjockers.com. I'll be happy to assist you any way that I can. Well, thank you for joining. I hope you all have a wonderful day.